You hate this question. This question. What we are going to talk about today is just a set of people. So, but let me start from saying that you remember when the Bible says that Abraham waited on the Lord and had unwavering faith that it was accounted unto him as righteousness. You know, there are some set of people that have actually done some specific kind of things that have brought them to the center of God's plan. And basically, those people are not they're not originally Israelites. You know, they're probably from a different tribe, Canaanites and all those things. Yeah, but one thing they did marked them off from their tribe originally and brought them to the center of God's plan. Just so that you cannot talk about them without talking about what significantly happened there. So I think the two people that we're going to be talking about today, Rahab and Jeb. We have the prostitute, then Jael, and then Deborah. So, but first of all, is it like there's something about this? I know that in that time they were scared. You know, they've heard stories. Yeah, when we are saying, oh, the Israelites have gone, they've conquered a lot of nations. You know, they conquered the Ammonites and you know what they did to the two kings and everything. But she didn't just stop at being scared. She took the men in. So what prompted her to do so?
I think emphasizing the story, like you said, the Bible said the children of Israel were already wanted to war in the country, and as of that time they've already defeated 290 kings. And the story of how the execution of what was set for them. And our city, Jericho, was already paralyzed with fear. But the woman chose to pick up battles. Like, okay, since we are paralyzed with fear, that means everything will be said. And since I know all it has been established that these people have a stronger God that is fighting their battle, why live in deception? And I know our king, who we know is still willing to be able to save us, and she decided to go to the winning side. She decided to go to the winning side. That was a mighty step. Because going to the winning side most times will make you a traitor to your side. Imagine she had having to hide between spies. That was already an act of treason. She having to hide when making covenants with them. So as if she was with that side. If you know on both sides, you have come to believe, I think she had already made up her mind that I believe in this God. And if this God is real, then I'm ready to take the risk.
I think one of the things that made her so brazen and so so courageous and everything is the fact that she was not just a prostitute, she was well respected. I mean, amongst the king, amongst the nobles, her house was situated in on the gates, right, and everything. So on the walls of Jericho, the one on top or something. Because I remember all these our children's stories and everything where they would just show the story. So it's you see one window on the topmost, floor and everything. So in her line of work, she has come to deal with men. She understands transactions. She understands, how the thing goes. That when it goes south, you just have to find, the next thing the next winning side, and just enter into it because nobody's waiting for you and everything. So I would really commend her courageous self because without it, she would not have she would not have the audacity, the temerity to hide 3 slaves of whom the whole country was in despair and dismay about, right? Whom the king specifically told her, bring out those Hebrew boys in your costume.
Faith is a very interesting thing. Faith is you choosing to say, this is what I'm holding on to, irrespective. The king, I'm amazed. What she told the chase spies, she said they are around, they are already paralyzed with fear, everybody knows. And yet, what the king and the people choose to do is that, okay, let's just hide in our seats. We have the good feminist and the war and all of that. So we just hide in our seats and these are the things. Because it is not wise when a soldier or a group of soldiers from your enemy camp is walking past your fence for 7 days and you're just there looking at them, they're not fighting, they're not stopping them.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go at home. See, sometimes faith means you have to be wiser. Like, look at the better side. If this is God, then I choose to go that side because God's path is the path I always walk. It's always in action, it's always in motion. It may not be fast, but the path of the devil is the path that relaxes. Let him just hide, let's hide, let's hide. I don't think God is ever in that part of just hide. Even in the case of Moses being able from the teacher, he was still told to live. Put him in the flame river and go.
So faith does not require you staying in one corner and just not doing anything.
Exactly.
Right?
Faith is you taking a step based on what God has said. If there is this thing, if this thing is what God has said, I'm ready to take a step. It may not make sense. It may look as if you are going against human self sometimes, but as long as it is what God has said, I'm going to take a step. So again, like the other lady, Gerald, she was not an Israelite, she was a Canaanite. And but the good thing about ours is that our people and the Israelites had a good relationship. She's actually from the place where Moses' father-in-law came from and all of that. But as at that time, our people had moved and her and her husband was just left in a particular place. But she chose that. Yes, I mean, when there was people, the battles went by. For the captives area not to have to attack her, meaning they don't have issues with that kind of people. But yes, she chose to be in God's side. I choose to follow the path that works. If you are running away from that goal because meaning you have been defeated, meaning there is something better. And I think that's the same concept both of these women had. If we are running away from it, then that means there is something better on the side. So I choose to go for something better on the side. And in Judges chapter 5, and the battle happened in Judges chapter 4. In Judges 5, you see when Deborah started singing the song and then she added an impact to all the worship. Her name became ignited to the family of God. And so there is no way to mention the battle that was defeated, that was won in time of Deborah and you know.
I mean, she could have just given him milk. They were not fighting with each other. She could have just given him milk and he would sleep and wake up and continue the fight. I mean, probably Barack would almost say, something dramatic would happen. But then she just chose to do something out of the ordinary that ordinarily no one else would do it, right? And she chose to make that step, even when they were not at war with those people at that point, right? She just chose to do it. So I think they just get to do this one thing, stand out, right? Stand out and just do something that marks them out. And then you cannot talk about that story, you cannot talk about the people of Israel without mentioning their name. And look at Rahab, she became one of the women, one of the people that the Lord used to bring from Jesus. You cannot mention the genealogy of Jesus without mentioning Rahab, the prostitute that was not an Israelite,
And lastly, the beautiful thing about faith is that for you to have faith, you have to be good. Faith is very opposite of fear. Take me the case of Rahab, she did things that only a good person can do. You saw TV persons that are obviously enemy to your country, you eat them, keep them, and you just believe that because you told them, make a covenant with me, wow, and they are going to help you,
I mean, what if they lost the battle?
You understand? What if they lost the battle? What if the king that caught her? The king, the servants of the king, the soldiers of the king, caught the children spy in her house? It's so faith. Now, fear does not work hand in hand. Now, the part of Caesarea, you see a soldier who can harm you. And they say, "Hey, don't worry, come into the house, have a week, sleep, and all of that." And then these things that you are trusting, you being a peg on his Bible says temple. And these things are things that only a good person can do. So, for you have to exercise faith, you have to keep it faith. That's why we say you should. Faith does not work with fear. The Bible says, "For God has not given us spirit of fear, but of boldness, of sound mind, and of love." Faith and fear are two opposite emotions. So when you are exercising faith, it shows zero level of fear. Although you may have doubt, doubt is not the existence of fear in itself. It's simply the existence of not uncertainty. But faith is that you go beyond the doubt and you just trust. That's why faith and trust are usually simultaneous. So they usually work together. They're simultaneous to each other.
I think also aside this, beyond that, I would see that these individuals are individuals that thought outside their situation, outside their capacity. I'm sure that everybody would have thought that, okay, it's just rehab, it's just jail, it is just this person. But you don't know what this person is thinking about, you don't know what is in the mind of this person. I mean, okay, look at Abraham. Remember when Abraham entertained angels? He thought by just men. It was already in him to be hospitable. It was already in him to entertain people. You see people that are traveling and they're just walking past. Probably it was a thing for good people to do, just like greeting and everything. And he decided to entertain them, not knowing that he was entertaining angels. So it's just already what is in him. It was already something that was in them. They just needed God to amplify it, and then they did things that changed the course of history, changed the course of their families, the course of their own generation. In that period and everything. Because look at Abraham. If he had not entertained those people, he would probably have not received the reassurance that indeed he was going to give them. Right? Because it was one of those men that said, okay, your wife Sarah is going to go to bed. Probably they will just keep on believing. But that reassurance is something.
Yeah.
That reassurance is something that, that reassurance right there changed Sarah's perspective. So let's just say Sarah knew that God has promised, but she didn't really have that extent of faith. She laughed. I wouldn't blame her. She's old, right? I wouldn't blame her and everything. But I can say that I encountered those angels changed. She was like, these individuals, they really have it. See that somebody's quiet. You don't know. You just don't know, right? You just don't know what's happening.
Right? You just don't assume. Looking at Sarah's case, it was so good. Please get me water. Honestly, go and stand at the door.
He was not expecting it.
If somebody comes and look for me, tell him I'm here, and then you sleep.
Yes.
He
was not expecting it.
I just sleep. When I started that place, I was looking at the mask. I was seeing and they very arrogant.
Right.
You and this person, you don't even, maybe there was a conversation before them.
Or maybe they are being feared, right?
Yes, exactly.
They are being feared, so it's the media it is there.
And this, the Canaanite, they were just a few handful of people, they're not even up to this, Sarah, the Israelites has been under the bondage of Syria for the Midianites for over 20 years. So all of that small colonies in Syria. But even at that, you see a level of doubt, you should just relax. Just like this thing. No, not come there, this keep, and then so many do.
I think that sometimes just bringing it, sometimes in our own lives that things that finally make us pick up that stuff that God has kept for us are not things that ordinarily tag as spiritual, or they are not things that you just want to do. They are probably just ordinary things. that we just pick up and boom, it changes everything. I mean, you probably be thinking about, okay, for example, you want to create a content, you probably have always wanted to, or something, it's probably just in your head and everything. And then someone is telling you, let's go out, that we're supposed to go out, let's just go out, okay, in this place, we can network, we can do this. And you're like, no, I don't want to stress myself. Like, I'm using it as an example. But when you just decided to go, and then you go, and then you find out that actually we are going to meet with people that you are going to meet them with, like-minded people. That meeting right there might be the beginning, might be actually what God has prepared to store up that stuff that He has put in you. And so through that meeting, you begin to have ideas, you begin to actually come to realization of what God has in store for you. And then you go home and then you start, doing it. So some of these our actions, some of the things that our businesses, some of the things that giving us idea of the things to do, they're not really things that are spiritual. And it is for the fact that it comes from a place of being bold and having faith. And let's just try it. Let's just do it. Do you understand? Let's just do it. The least we can get is no. Shall we try it?
In the case of Deborah's story, I think just to add this, I think the same thing happened to Barak, who was supposed to be the student, the captain that was going to train us people. Deborah came to him, and said, the Lord said, it was a specific instruction, the Lord said you should take these people, but not of stress. And he said, no, if you don't go with me, I'm not going with you. It was not the case for this women. There was no specifics the Lord said. There was no the Lord, there was no spiritual environment covering it. There was no like a spiritual guidance. See, if the Lord is saying, if you amaze this man, if you give them shelter, I'm going to do something in your life. I'm going to connect you. Even the part where she got connected, that she now had to follow the lineage from which Christ came. It was not, there was nothing written of it. None of that. It was just a blind belief. Sometimes as Christian you can be like, I want to just say I live for God. And so how is this sign for the God? What you believe is yours. So much in that the Lord said
And He's still to do it.
and He said while our children are position for it. Maybe it's thought that it's given it as you said, the naive is not a problem. But I did not know that someone who is ready who was ready to say, as long as it has to be the competition. I don't need a specific instruction, but the Jews do. The thing is, I believe in that code that those people serve. Even if I'm not a member of that tribe, but I believe in that God that serve, and I will do.
So it does not just end as the Lord said. It takes faith to do what the Lord has said. So sometimes when we are facing situations and we're just sitting down there and somebody asks you something, I'm just waiting for what the Lord is going to say. It's not really that we want to wait to see. It's just that we are scared. Because we know this is what we should do, but we are scared. We don't want to go, with that option. So we're just waiting for God to now finally say, my daughter, my son.
So you can have somebody to go. So God is God that says it. There's anything missing. But sometimes in real life, it doesn't come like that. You don't get that opportunity to just say a voice, hey, I am talking to you. Sometimes people is strong, people just do it. There's something strong there. As long as you know that you are a child of God, you have the Spirit of God. And the way what is in that based on the word of God, does this thing is in line with the scriptures? Is it something things and it's strong in my heart? Be with it. Trust in God. Besides, the Bible calls him a waiting car. If it is, it can make a way out of it. So it does not have to be something that has been predestined. Especially when it comes to couples in life. There is this thing that whatever God wants you to do, so that we do. And then you see, especially young persons, they are there see their services. What exactly is God telling you to do? Is whatever God tells you to do, that's what I will do. What is God telling you to do? And yet, there is a very strong maybe a skill, a passion in your heart. God is speaking. He's speaking. Do you want me to carry in mind? It's just there. Wrong with this thing that you have, wrong with it. And then I will make it big. The small one that what this small thing that you have, I will make it big. But sometimes this idea, the Lord that says the Lord God, it will not come every time. And this is what makes it unique. That's why even God had to take the way I'm not going to I'm myself going to plant things. I'm going to castrate it. Christ is going to come from this. So that, do you know, in the lineage of Christ, she is the only woman whose name is mentioned. Others are men, Joseph, the son of this, and then when you get to a part, you have to say, mention her. Mention her name.
Yes.
She's the wife of the son of this, who is the husband of Rahab. From this, because it was not necessarily but there was already a prophecy, a woman called Rahab. Even Joy that had that came out. It was not that she was a woman. It was an open church for anybody. But they had a very strong conviction and they decided to work with it. I think that is what should matter to you. What are you having? What are you doing?
You know what God wants you to do. It is there and it is pressing everything on your heart. But you are waiting, and that's what you're supposed to do. But the fear of doing it and it not working, the fear of doing it and not getting validation and acceptance is probably not going to make you to sit down with the excuse that God has not talked to you. Everything, the signs are there. It is showing that this is what you should do, right? Yeah. And everything. But then you're thinking about, okay, what's this person fights about? Oh, what's it? Okay, but yeah, when we start, I think fear is very easy to penetrate to us. The moment we stop saying what God has to do, what God has in plan for us, the moment we start seeing our own abilities and how we can do it, and how we cannot do it, how we might feel, how we might not feel, we cannot make a headway. Just like Peter, the Bible is very, very explicit with these things. When Peter was on the water, walking on the water, I wanted to meet Jesus. I'm really, really grateful that he actually said, Master, I want to come to meet you. I don't know what put that in him. Everybody else was just sitting down in the boat waiting for the master to come. But Peter said that he wanted to come meet Jesus. And it's not like Jesus was not coming to the boat. So, but that example there is just opened our eyes to a really new dimension. The moment Peter stopped listening to Jesus, the moment he stopped looking at Jesus, he started entering into the river. It is very, very fast. The moment he stopped looking at Jesus, because we're not the one giving ourselves this plan. If we are probably the one giving ourselves the plan, then you can weigh your pros and cons. I can do it. I cannot do it. This one. Only you decided on your own to submit yourself to Jesus, to look unto him and everything. So you have to give everything, the pros, whether it will work or not, to the person that made the product, to the person that has made it completely, and he knows back and forth of the manual, he knows everything. When your iPhone is having issues, you don't sit down and repair it, or you don't take it to an Android repairer to work on it. You take it to the iPhone company for them to work on it, because they have the manual, they made it, so they know it in and out. So God, Jesus that knows us in and out, we should be able to give him completely over our attention, and everything, and all our plans, give it to him and just look up to him. He brought this situation. He orchestrated it. He knows how to do it. I know it is very, very easier to than well, because I've been in so many situations where I would be so forced to look away from Jesus and look straight into my situation. Do you understand? I cannot stay focused on, Jesus, seeing him walking on top of the water. I'm looking around and I'm seeing the mass of water, the fact that, okay, I can fall inside, and if I fall inside now, either it will eat me up or I will just drown and then I'm gone, and everything. So, but God in his mercies probably tell you, look up. Just look up. And then when you shift your focus on him again, you will not remember that you're standing. I mean, he literally prepares our team in front of our enemies, not behind our enemies. I pray that the Lord helps us get this because it is really, really important. It does not just end at God said, it is that boldness to do whatever it is.
That's true. So, thank you for joining us. These are the details of the scripture. By your grace,